Hi class, we need to take a look at example 6. Now, in units of velocity, some of these will require a total of 2 conversions per problem. Let's take a look at this one. And on this particular one, we're just changing feet per second to feet per hour. So we just have to change the units to hours. This one will only require 1. So we technically have 15, and this is feet per second. And what I'm going to do next is just change the seconds to actual hour. And notice that there's 60 seconds in 1 minute. And then there are 60 minutes into 1 hour. And before we carry on the multiplication, let's make sure that these are going to cancel. So we're looking at technically seconds cancel, minutes cancel, and we are left with 15 times technically 60 and 60. The units, since everything cancels on the top for the seconds and minutes, you're just going to have feet on the top. And then at the bottom, well, seconds cancel, so we have hours. Give me a second. Let me activate the calculator. Okay, so for this one, we're going to be multiplying 15 times 60 times 60, which is going to give us 54,000. So it's a huge number. And in this case, we're looking at, this is equivalent to 54 3 zeros feet per hour. And let me mark that in and double check the answer. So 15 times 60 times 60, 54 3 zeros. Okay, we're good. Since it technically represents a word problem, let me just write it as a sentence. So 15 feet per second represents 54,000 feet per hour. And that's it for this one. In this particular situation, we only required 1 unit to be changed, which technically was the seconds to hours. Let's take a look at problem 2. In problem 2, we have the same units, feet per second, but we're changing to miles per hour. So this one's going to require 2. Let's first change the measurement to hours and then to feet. So technically we have 2 feet per second, and we already did this one on the problem above, but let me do it in green. So technically 60 seconds per 1 minute, and then 60 minutes per 1 hour. And this multiplication is going to actually cancel the seconds to hours. So seconds cancel, minutes cancel, and we're technically left with 2. Wait, it's going to be 2 times 60 times 60, and then we just have feet per 1 hour. Or let me just write it as per hour. And let me double check, 2 times 60 times 60. Okay, I'll multiply it once we change all the quantities. And then the next multiplication is change feet to actually miles. And let me go up to the conversion. We're looking at 5280, but let me double check. So we're looking at the conversion of feet to miles, and it's here. So technically 1 mile is equivalent to 5280 feet. Okay, so let me substitute that. And in this case, we're going to be multiplying it by the denominator of 52 5280 feet, it's equivalent to 1 mile. And we do have to be extremely careful. We have to make sure that the units cancel, because if you accidentally put it backwards, you would end up with feet squared per mile or some other quantity that it's not technically correct. So in this case, we're going to be left with 2 times 60 times 60 over the 5280, and this will be technically miles per hour. Since technically feet cancel, we're left with miles per hour. And let's actually plug it in. Okay, so we're going to be multiplying 2 times 60 times 60 divided by 5280. And we're looking at 1.3636. So approximately 1.3636, in this case, miles per hour. And then let me write it as a sentence. 2 feet per second is equivalent to approximately 1.3636 miles per hour. Okay, that's it for these two problems. I'll put the other ones on a different video.